Welcome back. A Delhi court observed that right to travel abroad is a valuable fundamental right of every citizen. The court made these observations while hearing a plea of Raman Sethi, a businessman, to travel to the United States to attend his son's graduation ceremony. The applicant has been accused of involvement in an alleged rupees 135 crore bank loan fraud case. The court allowed Sethi to travel abroad, saying that merely because the case is pending against him, law does not prohibit him to enjoy his fundamental right to travel as per his wish. The court further said that foreign travel can be curtailed only under exceptional circumstances. The judge also noted that the accused had travelled to UAE earlier in May 2023 and returned successfully. All right, we have Nilashish joining us. And Nilashish, this is an important observation and remarks from the Delhi High Court. Saying right to travel should only be curtailed in exceptional circumstances. Take us through details of the observation. In what context did the court make this observation?
Well, yes, a very significant observation coming in from Rao's Avenue Court in the national capital, where it was stated that the right to travel abroad is a valuable fundamental right and can be curtailed only under exceptional circumstances. And merely because a case is pending against an accused before a court of law, that does not disentitle anyone to enjoy the right to travel as per that person's desire. It's something that the Rao's Avenue Court stated. This, of course, comes in a case where the CBI has alleged that the directors and guarantors of one PCL Oil and Solvents Limited had siphoned off 135.5 crores between 2012 and 2020 and had misappropriated funds by falsifying the company's accounts. Now, with regard to this, an accused, Raman Sethi, had sought to travel to the USA between June 12th and June 30th, which has been allowed by the court, wherein it was stated by the court that he has in fact traveled to the UAE in May earlier this year as well, and there had been no issues regarding the compliance with travel conditions. So while allowing the same, the court has directed the accused in this case to furnish his itinerary, to submit his local contact number, and also to ensure that he does not tamper with evidence. Having noted these aspects, the court did allow him the travel and stated, as we said, that right to travel is a valuable fundamental right and can be curtailed only under exceptional circumstances.
All right. Thank you, Nilashish, for putting this in context. We also have Parvez Memon, a senior advocate, joining us. Mr. Memon, Delhi High Court observing a right to travel is a valuable fundamental right and can be curtailed only on exceptional circumstances. My question is, of course, this will set an important precedent. This will obviously have repercussions. While it may have, it may be relief to many, it may lead to, people perhaps accused staying put in another country and never coming back, right? So how do you look at this observation? What is going to be the impact of this?
Well, firstly, let me tell you all that this is not the first time that the court has upheld the fundamental rights of a citizen of India. As per the Maneka Gandhi's case, way back in 1978, the Honorable Supreme Court has ruled that the right to travel abroad is a fundamental right granted to every citizen of India. Further, the basic principle of criminal law is that every accused is deemed to be innocent until he is proved guilty. As such, his fundamental rights cannot be curtailed. Only in exception and in due process of law that his liberty or right to travel abroad can be curtailed. At the same time, we have to be conscious of the fact that fundamental rights are not only vis-a-vis the accused, but also vis-a-vis the victims of the offense. So a balance has to be struck in all given cases, because in the past we have seen that when the accused who are deemed to be flight risk have traveled abroad and have never returned back to India. And then the government of India has to spend millions of dollars and pounds to get them extradited back to India. And in some cases, they never return back. As such, a balance has to be struck by the law enforcing agencies and the courts of law. Only in pure cases where the accused is deemed to be a genuine flight risk, such LOCs should be invoked. In other cases, the fundamental rights should not be, taken very lightly by the law enforcing agencies.
Right, Mr. Memon, a right to travel can be curtailed on exceptional circumstances. Now, how can we define exceptional circumstances? Shouldn't it be judged on a case-to-case basis? Because in this case, in this latest observation, it has got to do with the fraud amounting to several crores in which this man is an accused. So, what is exceptional circumstance?
Absolutely. So it depends on the gravity of the offense, number one. Number two, the accused status in the society. In the given case, when we are discussing Mr. Sethi's case here, the Honorable Court has observed, rightly so, that in the past he has traveled to UAE and has returned back. As such, he cannot be deemed to be a flight risk who would not come back to face the trial. The only duty cast on the court is to see whether the accused would make himself available to face the trial and meet the ends of justice. That's all that the court has to consider, whilst the accused is deemed to be innocent until proved to be guilty. So, as I said, I repeat that a balance has to be struck. In a given case, the court would well be within its right to refuse such a right to travel abroad if it finds that the gravity of the offense or the influence of the accused would require that he should not be allowed to travel abroad. In cases we have seen in our experiences that in the past, in many cases, the court has not allowed the accused to travel abroad because the trial is at a very crucial stage or the offense that he is charged with is very serious. And in this case, the charge was for 135 crore. In cases we have seen the charges vary from, there are cases of bank frauds tuning to thousands of crores of rupees. So it depends from case to case, and it is the judicial discretion that the court has to exercise with all fairness and at the same time striking balance to the society for justice to the victim as well as justice to the accused.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Memon, for putting things in perspective. You're saying a balance has to be maintained. Of course, this is on case-to-case basis. It is up to the judiciary, of course. Now, the recent order, or rather the observation, is right to travel is a valuable fundamental right and can be curtailed only on exceptional circumstances.
Correct.